Sorry for sounding a little bit under the weather. I've caught a cold, but I wanted to talk about Black Panther, and criticizing Black Panther is seemingly racist. I've seen the hashtags, the tweets regarding this movie as hailing it as an antidote to racism and making black people and America great again, and even Africa great again, which is quite ironic because most of the SJW crowd who are against what actually Wakanda and Black Panther stand for in general like this movie. Because Wakanda is highly nationalistic, it has a wall, it's anti immigration, anti refugee, and is pro strict trade agreements, ethno nationalist, anti democracy, and anti diversity. It sounds quite a lot of what the alt right is preaching. When actors of the movie are also going out to protest what the president is doing, even though they're ironically defending his views in the movie, that it is the height of being ironic. Chadwick Boseman did this in a recent interview.
When we made the film, I think we thought it would come out during the Obama administration. It wasn't quite ready yet, so we waited to do it now. To be honest with you, I'm just happy that the film exists. I'm happy that we waited. It's a blessing that we were a little bit patient about it, so that people have something to believe in terms of, they can see a racially divided, a ideologically divided country in the past. They can see a country on the precipice of war deciding what it believes in. In this case, in the movie, America has not fully committed to fight against white supremacy abroad. They're verbally saying they're against white supremacy abroad, but they haven't fully committed. They haven't gone to war with Germany's claims. And maybe part of the reason is they were still practicing it at home, So this movie, I think, points to where we have been and where we have come. We have in the past gone across the lines that of division that seem to exist, and we've learned how to work together. And I think that's what you see with Sam Freeman and with Thurgood Marshall. And so I think this movie sort of presents a hope and a light that we can get through this time, and it also puts a sort of a mark or a target there that this time when we get through it, we have to do it better so that we don't end up with similar problems. I don't think that you can use our current president as a barometer for where the entire country is. I think what you can do is you can say, well, the country is in a place right now where he is giving voice to white supremacy. Like, I think he has made it okay for white supremacy to exist because he hasn't said that it's wrong. He's clearly has been in line with some nefarious figures like David Duke when they've made statements. He's never said that. And I'm not trying to be partisan in my response to this. I'm just stating the truth. That is the case, and that is the effect of that. And you have to look at him making it a point to come after NFL players and come after NBA players. They didn't pick a fight with him. And so to me, I think it's more of a testament to this this administration and where this administration, the immaturity of it, truthfully, that you just don't make statements about things that are not part of your. It's not part of his domain. It's like, why are you even talking about this when there's bigger stuff, there's bigger fish to fry? Why are you picking a fight with these players? Because you're just gonna make more people do it now, and that's not smart. At the end of the day. So I'm not angry about it, about the fact that there's more injustice, because he's not a good judge. He's not a good person to judge it from. He's not the best of what we have in our country right now.
Why do these overpaid actors have to make everything about politics? Because people in general just want to watch a good movie. I must admit, I have not watched the movie yet, so this movie might actually be an excellent movie. I'm gonna watch it next weekend. It might also be a car crash, in my opinion. But again, that's only my opinion. Marvel movies largely have had a good track record, despite being part of Disney. But everything around it makes me believe that the politics of it just are some sort of ploy to push this movie as some sort of diversity movie, and that's something I don't like. People act like this movie is some sort of accurate representation of African black people. It really isn't, and people seem to be really delusional of what this movie actually is. When most of the cast is black, it isn't actually that diverse as these people claim it to be, and it's claimed by these SJWs. And the problem is that many people seem to act like any criticisms towards this movie is an act of racism. People who have given the movie negative reviews on Rotten Tomatoes are getting blasted because their opinion is different from the crowd. You'll know what I think of Disney's relationship to reviewers and the problem lying there. I talked about it in my last video. How can we have honest conversations about art in general when people who dislike movies like Star Wars and Marvel are being called racist and sexist? Even Rotten Tomatoes have gone out and declared that they will ban people and reviewers for negative reviews on Black Panther, and just displays that the people who are interviewing not only the people who run Rotten Tomatoes, but also people who are interviewing are displaying tribalism. And I saw this clip on Sargon's video, and I wanted to include this clip of Martin Freeman talking about the movie.
Well, that certainly, but again, the film isn't about that. Do you know what I mean? Like the story is not about that, you know. And I had a few conversations with Ryan about that. Yes, it's great that this is a landmark film for those social and political reasons and possibly historic reasons. But unless at the end of the day you've made a good film, it's meaningless. It's because he's an artist. We are all artists and craftspeople. I have no interest in being in the first something if it's a terrible movie. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
So if it's and I do think it's a good movie, and I think he and, dare I say it, we have done a good job, hopefully. Beyond that, I think, I would caution against playing the result before we've had the results. Do you know what I mean? So I think now it's for people to decide whether they like the film or not.
Good.
There's no question. It's the first movie of this kind, of this size, with a majority black cast. Beyond that, I hope people like it, Beyond that, it should be entertaining, it should be exciting, bits of it should be funny. There are kind of social, political points in the film that are not too ham-fisted, hopefully. But beyond that, I think people just have to, like it as a film. I think what we're talking about is not rocket science. It's like we're making entertaining films and we're opening a door where, and look, some of these people can be black or brown. It's like that should be the simplest, most logical thing in the world. So, yes, I think it might herald a change, but it's not like us suddenly have to become Einstein. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward, So.
This is actually a very good clip of what he's actually saying. I actually agree with a lot of what he's saying. But there's also the other side where you had Chadwick Boseman on a morning interview, and basically the people just praising that Black Panther is supposedly the first black superhero in modern age, and I just wanted to show you a clip how stupid and just I just can't understand how people can just ignore history just because of this one movie.
Not a bad way to start your day, huh?
No, I have not seen this yet, actually.
You're everywhere.
I haven't seen the hard copy of it.
Everywhere. Time magazine.
Oh.
You know, you're on the cover of Time magazine. First black superhero in his own movie. This is history. What is,
the politics around the movie just confuse me in general, and I think it's pretty stupid to begin with. We're living in a climate right now where things like Gamergate and Comicsgate and supposedly like this Moviegate, if you want to call it that, are being labeled as sexist, racist, xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, and other sorts of phobia without any hesitation. We're living in an age where differing opinions and dialogue is impossible because everyone loves labeling things these days. Everyone seems to just accuse anyone of not liking this movie, of being racist, and how can we actually talk about this movie or movies in general when people who don't like this movie are being called that, and these movies aren't able to be criticized because of what people's skin color are. Blade, Steel, Storm, Hancock, Cyborg, Spawn, and many others have been portrayed before Black Panther, making things like people like and enjoy to get away from the dreary political lies and every day is what makes people hate these groups. They suck out all the fun from movies, which are supposed to be fun and escapism and fantasy and all these elements, and people are just using this rhetoric to divide people behind the scenes, because I think from what I've seen in the movie, I have hopes that it is good. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.